Welcome to Beast the Odds. I'm your host, Muntradamus. Tonight, we have a special episode. We're going to go over the Thursday night football game. Who's going to win that game? We also have a special injury report from Dr. Jesse Morse, followed by the player you must sell now before his value drops and it's too late. All that, Beast the Odds.
Are you ready, Beastone Nation? Muntradamus.
Welcome back to Beast the Odds. I am Muntradamus. Right now we're going to go over the Thursday night football game, and we're going to pick the best players based off of who's going to win the game on GOATFantasy.com. It's a daily fantasy website where you can play golf, soccer, cricket, PGA, NBA, NHL, you name it, with DFS currency. So we're on Thursday Night Football. Win Beast the Odds Gold for free for week 5. All right, so you hit enter there, and then it takes you to the screen. So let's talk about this game between the Rams and the Seahawks. The game's in Seattle, so right away we know Jared Goff is not a good road quarterback, especially with that Seattle crowd. Good luck, Jared Goff. So there's going to be a lot of noise. It's going to be hard for the Rams to throw the football. In fact, the Rams are going to be not doing much at all because that Seahawks run D is legit as well. So let's go Seahawks run D. Sounds like Russell Wilson's going to be a better quarterback than Jared Goff. Chris Carson has had some monstrous games against the Rams. Monstrous, like 2 touchdowns, 150 plus yards. He's had some big games. Somewhere in that area. Don't quote me, but I know he's had some monstrous games. Last year even. So at receiver, Lockett is the guy for Russell Wilson. Robert Woods in the slot. He'll be getting a lot of quick throws. Same with Cooper Kupp. Only 1K. Steal of a deal right there. So Cooper Kupp, he's there. Disley at tight end. Let's go there. Kicker, I like Greg the Leg more than Myers because the Rams are going to be kicking field goals in the red zone instead of scoring touchdowns. Linebacker, Corey Littleton's going to get a lot of action trying to stop Carson. Aaron Donald is going to be getting the heat of the action, running right at him. So we got a running back and a safety left. Todd Gurley, because Penny's not 100% healthy, even though he's going to play. Ooh, this is tough. Malcolm Brown is a good sleeper in this situation because the Rams could be finding themselves out of it and they just end up playing Brown more. But Gurley's like the same price. Let's just go Gurley. And then to finish it off at safety, Eric Weddle, perfect fit. That's a dream squad right there. The Seahawks are going to win. They're going to control this game. You hit enter at the bottom and then boom, you're all locked and loaded.
Sure, you can duel with kings, but are you ready to be the GOAT? Fantasy sports just went crypto. Welcome to GOAT, the global fantasy sports platform powered by Digital Fantasy Sports, DFS Token. GOAT allows users to connect and compete globally with their DFS while playing fantasy sports. From thrilling pick'em games to the classic salary cap style gameplay to season-long fantasy and even live drafts, Digital Fantasy Sports GOAT has you covered. Visit GOATFantasy.com.
Welcome back to Beast the Odds. We are joined by Dr. Jesse Morse. Jesse, how was your fantasy football Sunday?
And that Fournette call.
Woo! With the weather windy in Denver, the Jaguars are going to have to rely on their beast, Leonard Fournette. Make sure Leonard Fournette is in your fantasy lineups this week. Beast! I love it. Appreciate that. Let's get again the segment we do. It all helps together. I avoided Rex Burkhead like a plague despite the nice matchup that they were going to be throwing to their halfback. So props to you on that as well.
Appreciate that. Yeah, that was an ugly game, man.
Very ugly. Well, with that, let's just jump straight into the injury report. So who is the top guy on your list that you want to talk about?
The biggest name injury that came across the board was probably Mitchell Trubisky. Not overly concerning from a fantasy perspective because he hasn't been very good, but he's going to be out at least a couple of weeks with a dislocated shoulder, a non-throwing shoulder, which then caused a labral tear, which is the cartilage in there. Usually these take at least a couple of weeks to calm down before they're allowed back in the field. So that we'll probably see Daniels for a couple of weeks.
It's probably a good thing for the Bears system because Trubisky cannot hit a 10-yard pass if his life depended on it.
He's awful right now.
Marlon Mack exited the game in the fourth quarter. Is there a concern there?
We remember that he had a calf injury a couple weeks ago that kind of went under the radar. He did well last week, and he was doing decent this week. We're not sure if it's a calf or ankle. We don't have any details. Wednesday is the first injury report for a Sunday game, so we'll have kind of more information on Wednesday.
Okay, we'll definitely check in back on that. What about Damian Williams? Is there any update there for the Chiefs?
I dropped a new video about him, and basically, there's a lot of people asking me, like, what's up with Damian Williams? We literally have not heard a single, even cricket of information about his knee injury. We heard knee contusion, which is a bruise, and that's it. And they ruled him out each of the past 2 weeks pretty semi-early in the week. So my suspicion is this is a knee sprain, probably an MCL. If it was an ACL, we would have known it, and he would have been done for the year. If it was a large meniscal tear, like Metcalf or Gallup, we would have known he probably would have had surgery. So the fact that he hasn't had surgery is good news. But I mean, it's hard to guesstimate if we don't have any information on it.
Yeah, no doubt about that. We'll see LaShawn McCoy, Darrell Williams. Those two have been doing the job for Kansas City. Is there any key fantasy players that are going to be out for a couple of weeks from injuries that they sustained this week?
Christian Kirk and Devontae Adams will both be out. Christian Kirk probably 4 weeks, maybe longer. It looked like he suffered a high ankle sprain and maybe an MCL sprain, just based on the weird mechanism that he suffered on like the second to last play of the game. And then Devontae Adams had a turf toe injury that probably led to them losing this game because he's really Rodgers' blanket and he wasn't out there. You saw him on the sideline standing there, but he obviously wasn't good enough to go in. If it's traditionally a turf toe that's mild to moderate, the data shows that they take about 3 weeks to start to heal, sometimes a little longer than that. Some people say, well, why is this such a big deal? The big toe is your balance center for your foot. You can't really push off, which is vital for a wide receiver. This is what A.J. Green had last year before he needed season-ending surgery. So these can be a big deal.
Yeah, because they're definitely underplaying it and not making it seem like it is a big deal for Devontae. But based off that, owners should be very concerned about that news.
Yeah, Allison probably should be on your radar. And most of the time he's been dropped. But, I mean, I'd be astonished if Adams played in Week 5 or Week 6. Okay,
well, that is good inside information right there. Dr. Jesse Morris, thank you again. You can follow him at the Fantasy Doctors, thefantasydrs.com. Anything you want to say to our people?
Thank you for tuning in. If you have any injury questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm predominantly on Twitter at Dr. Jesse Morris, but I have an Instagram page too, and I'll answer it if you ask.
Love it. We'll be back soon. Peace. Melvin Gordon is back for the Chargers, and fantasy owners like from the Beastone Nation could not be more excited after snagging him in the 3rd round, no problem at all. However, the schedule for Melvin Gordon this October is one you want to avoid, with matchups against Pittsburgh, Tennessee, and Chicago. Melvin Gordon will see his stock drop in October. Now is the time to take Melvin Gordon, pair him with a receiver, and turn him into Le'Veon Bell. Beast!
Fantasy football is a lot like golf. First you have the drive, which in this case we can call the draft. Then you have the shots to get to the green in regulation, aka playoffs. This includes waiver wire, trades, start, sit. Once you do everything right, you knock in the easy putt and win your championship. If you decide not to sign up for any of the Beast season packages, you could find yourself out of the playoffs despite your Beast roster.
That is all for tonight on Beast the Odds. Thank you for joining me. We'll be back again this Saturday. We got a special episode. We got weather. We got injury report. We got the Beast of the Week. You don't want to miss that after missing Leonard Fournette last week. Don't make me tell you twice. Beast the Odds. We'll be back this weekend. Beast.